Hey guys, it's Joel and welcome back to the channel. Behind me you may see two Z4s. That's my one on that side. This isn't mine, but that is not just any Z4, it is a Z4M Roadster. Very kindly, Dan, who is a viewer of my channel, has brought the car down today. I filmed a number of videos with it, some of which you may have already seen on the channel, but I thought in this one it would be really cool, as the two cars are next to each other, to just walk around them and point out actually what are the differences between the standard Z4, such as mine, and the M, which is behind me. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get off this hill that I'm standing on and walk around the cars and show you around. So then, here we are guys, here are the two cars next to each other. It is actually kind of crazy how similar they look. I mean, they are essentially the same shell. You can notice my car rides slightly higher than the M here, maybe only by 10-15 mil, not exactly sure. But yeah, this one here is pretty much stock. So, a bit like mine, nothing really has been done to that. This one does ride a little bit lower than my car. I must point out, you may have already noticed, the M badge is missing from this car. It is an M, the badge was actually just stolen, which is ridiculous. I don't know why anyone would do that, but it is an M. There is one on the other side, as you'll see in a moment. The main sort of striking difference, at least from the rear of the car, between these two, is the fact that you've got quad pipes on the M. That is probably, I don't know, the main way you would notice one of these or differentiate from mine. Obviously mine, being the standard E85, has just got twin pipes, and they are actually different tips because I had the back box removed, as you'll all know. But yeah, apart from that, at the back you'll notice the lights are different. That's because this is actually the facelift Z4 that the M was sort of generated on. These only came out from I think 2006 to 2009, something like that. So yeah, it's the facelift shape, whereas mine is actually the pre-facelift 2000. That's a 2004 car. Yeah, M badge. Obviously the lights at the back are different, as we've just discussed, and from the side you'll notice the lovely 5-spoke M wheels which come as standard on these cars. Lots of people swap these out for the CSL style wheels, which also look great, but me personally, I think that these stock 5-spoke M wheels are the ones to go for on these cars. There you can see the M badge on this side. Hasn't been stolen, which is great. A very small difference here, the indicator is a clear indicator as opposed to orange like my side indicator. That is nothing really to do with the M, that's just more the fact that this is the facelift. From the front you'll notice as well an aggressive M bumper that mine doesn't have. These again, because it's the M, that's fairly self-explanatory. It's got the M bumper, but it really does make the front for me nice and aggressive. Obviously the clear lights, which are standard with the facelift, and my favourite thing of all from the front of this car, I'm sure lots of you may agree, the two bonnet lines, and it's the sort of a raised scoop, if you like, in the car. You can see it while you're driving, and it just, yeah, you know you're driving an M because of it. But again, it just helps with that whole aggressive look that this car has. As you can see, obviously the older shaped lights on this one, and just the twin pipes on the rear bumper. These are just standard wheels, obviously nothing special about those. And where you have the sort of M badge on the side of the M, this has the sort of model designation or the engine designation, but something that doesn't have, because obviously it's just a standard, all of them are 3.2 E86 M3 block. From the front then, obviously excuse the fact that my particular example of E85 Z4 isn't in the most fantastic condition. I'm missing these sort of washer caps there, and also this light needs a bit of attention. Those black grills have been swapped, but yeah, much the same from the front, except we're missing that bumper, the M Sport bumper, and those bonnet lines, which I do really, really love in the M. The one other thing from an external perspective are the brakes. Obviously on my E85 Z4, they are the sort of the rotors, the discs, they're slightly smaller than these ones you can see here on the M, which are quite beefy, and they are very good because I've driven the car now, and they are fantastic actually to use. So something I should do, because I didn't do this in the video where I filmed the Z4M Coupe, is I should show you under the hood, and I will do that for both of them But yeah, it'd be good to sort of just show you under here as well for those of you that haven't seen. Here we are, guys. So obviously a very different looking block. That is a brilliant engine, probably one of the best that BMW have ever made. That's obviously debatable. On this one, as you can see, it's the standard intake, whereas that M Coupe, although I didn't show you, had the carbon, I always forget the brand of it, that had a big carbon intake there. The other interesting thing, obviously, we looked at the sort of the bulge in the bonnet. Apparently, I think one of the reasons for that is obviously you can see all these components sort of sticking out here. This block sits slightly higher than it does in my car, so that's actually one of the design reasons for having that bulge in the bonnet in the first place. But I'm glad that is the case, because I do think it looks really cool. Right, let's open the bonnet on my car and just see how different that is. Here we go. Very different looking blocks, although similar. Obviously the intake, I think that's the intake, goes into the same side. And yeah, it's I guess a lot less exposed looking engine. Still got the braces across there. But yeah, that's my one compared to the fabulous one of the M. It does seem actually that this engine sticks out a little bit more, as I just mentioned. So yeah, there we go. There's under the bonnet of the two cars. As you can see, minor differences, apart from obviously the main one, which is the different engines. Right guys, so let's just close these bonnets. There we go. Nicely does it. I'm going to just quickly pop the boots and show you inside the two boots of the cars, because there are differences. My car doesn't have the battery in the same place as this, which means, as you can see, there is this little bit that sort of sticks out, whereas my battery is under here. So if I just show you my boot really quickly, it's slightly more capacity, even though there's stuff in it as always. There isn't that bit there because it's underneath. So yeah, that's kind of interesting and a little difference. Let's quickly finish this one then, guys, with the insides of the cars. Again, you'll have to excuse the mess, but yeah, basically I'm going to try and think of all the differences while I'm actually filming, because I always forget. Everything is much the same. The main thing that I notice is obviously the steering wheel in the M, as you'll see in a moment, is a lot chunkier, but the dials are different. There's again, you'll see in the M, but they are different. There's a lot more going on with this one, and you've got sort of an adaptive rev counter in the M too. But apart from that, in terms of the layout of everything, it's very much the same. The M has a different traction button because it's just a DSC off button, whereas this has 2 levels of traction. But yeah, apart from that, they are basically the same car on the inside as well. But let me jump in the M and show you what I mean about the dials. So yeah, firstly, there's a nice M sort of door seal guard, don't know what you call it, just there. And yeah, the wheel in this car is nice and chunky. I really like it. Obviously the all-important M logo there. But yes, look at these dials, guys. There's a lot more going on with these. And yeah, you've got like an adaptive red line that comes on here. You've got a temperature gauge there, which is different to mine. Yeah, so it's really cool. This one obviously has a nice piano black trim, which is different to mine, but apart from that and the DSC off button, it is very much the same. The layout, everything is in the same place. So then guys, there we have it. That's been the differences of these two cars. I hope you found that interesting. It's very nice to actually get an E85 Z4 and an E85 M next to each other. But yeah, if you haven't already, I'm sure you will have done, but if you haven't already, do please go and check out the first impressions review I've done of the Z4M. I had an absolute blast driving that, and if they haven't gone out already, there's going to be a lot more content coming with this car behind me. It's going to be great, so make sure you're subscribed for more if you're not already. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this one, guys, and I will see you very soon.